Urophilia, the act of being aroused by urine. Having an erotic interest in peeing. Piss play, also my personal favorite term, golden showers. Now, whether or not this is something that interests you, it's actually a somewhat common fantasy or kink that many Americans are interested in, and that's been making its way into mainstream media and television. So I figured it's something that we should talk about right here on this channel. So why are some people interested in urine in a sexual way? Well, there are a lot of different potential reasons for this, and I'm sure that there are even more than scientists have accurately documented, because anything that a lot of people are turned on by, our wiring and what makes us aroused by something is so complicated, it's difficult to just put into a handful of categories. But one of the primary reasons is power play or degradation. So this is a very kinky sort of way of having power over another, or being embarrassed, degraded, being subservient or dominant to another person. The act of peeing on someone definitely is associated in our culture with them being underneath you or being disrespected or degraded. Another reason that people are into piss play is because it is taboo. You're not, quote unquote, supposed to pee on other people. It is something that our culture really has put into the category of don't do it, that's wrong and shameful. And anytime that we do that as a culture, we automatically make that thing kind of interesting to people who are kinky. And if you follow my work in the erotic blueprints, then you know that the kinky blueprint is being turned on by anything that's taboo. That could be having sex in front of other people at a sex party. That could be whips and chains, but it could also be calling each other slut and daddy. Anything that culture has said you're not supposed to do turns some people on, and pee is definitely one of those things. And another reason that people are into piss play is because it is sensual. Urine is warm, it has a temperature, it has a flavor, it has a scent, and for certain people there's something about that that just is arousing. It just happens to be arousing to them. So there are lots of reasons. There are probably a bunch more right in the description if you're into pee play and it's for a completely different reason, or it turns you on for something that I haven't mentioned here. But let's talk briefly about how you can engage in this kind of play in a way that feels good for you. Number one, talk to your partner. Do not just surprise them by whipping it out and peeing on them the next time that you have sex. You're gonna want to get consent first. Whether you want to be the peer or the peed on, talk about it, answer questions, make sure that you're familiar enough with piss play that you're able to have a good conversation with them, familiarize yourself, do your research in advance. Then set up a scene that's gonna allow you to try whatever it is that you want to try. So I recommend that if you are wanting to be peed on or pee on another person, that you do so inside of a shower or a bathtub. This makes for very little cleanup. You can really set it up in a way that works for both of you. You could have some foreplay and then try it. You could be having sex and then go over to the bathtub and try it. But this is an environment that can feel kind of safe for you to experiment in this way. And if you don't want to experiment at home, there are tons of kink clubs and dungeons all over the world that are going to have some familiarity. Now, not all of them do every single kink or every single fetish, but piss play is pretty common. Golden showers are a highly requested, highly fantasized about thing. So many dungeons will have like a shower or a bathtub or even a stage in which you can do this with either your partner who you bring with you, or maybe someone who is interested in doing it with you at that club or that dungeon. I imagine also that you can hire a professional dom or dominatrix who could probably create an environment in which you got to experience some version of a golden shower with them, if maybe you're single or your partner isn't interested. And then after that, experiment with it. Go out, have fun. Just make sure that you're doing it all consensually with other consenting adults who know specifically what's going on and have given enthusiastic consent to it. I really hope that if you're interested in this, you will let yourself experiment and enjoy being like a little piss piggy or whatever it is that you see or identify with in the realm, or shall we call it the umbrella of piss play. I'm Caitlin B. Please take a minute to subscribe to this channel for all things sex and sexuality so that you can be an amazing lover and a well-informed one too. I'll see you here later this week.